afternoon to you, sir. Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta ji in conversation with Mind Matters. Cheers to you,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Cheers to you, your immediate family, and your Rotary International family worldwide. Thank you so much for this honor and privilege in granting an interview to our budding newsletter, Mind Matters. I would introduce myself as Rita Agarwal, a senior Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Nagpur, RID 3030. I'm a senior consultant psychologist in the city, and I'm also a charter member on the board of directors of Rotary Action Group on Mental Health Initiative, which we started in 2015. Last year, in the pandemic, I had the opportunity to become the district chair of RID 3030 on Rotary Action Group. And we started a series of mental health webinars and seminars for awareness generation because the global pandemic had thrown the mental health scene center stage. And we got wonderful response from the 95 clubs of our district. And we did a lot of work. Of course, we plan to take this work forward. Now we consolidated all this work in the form of a district action group on mental health initiatives by forming a board of directors, which would continue for 3-4 years to come with the blessings of the district governors who will be there. And the latest project which we started was a newsletter called Mind Matters on mental health. This newsletter, sir, you will be happy to know, is not only distributed in Indian Rotary clubs and of course in our district, but also goes worldwide through the Rotary channel. Since I'm a member of the international group, global group on Rotary Action Group, it goes to USA, UK, Canada, Nigeria, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, and we are trying to reach out to more people worldwide. And even in India, I'm part of the Women in Rotary International and I'm part of the Women in Rotary India. And through these channels, we are promoting the newsletter. That would be one aim. The second aim would be to help districts form their own district action groups on mental health initiatives so that we can spread the message worldwide. So we have very simple few questions for you because we need your guidance on this. You are going to be our leading light and guiding father in the field for years to come. The first question is, sir, what would be your expectations from Rotary Action Groups in general and from the mental health Rotary Action Group in particular, sir?
First of all, let me compliment you, Rita, for the good work that you are doing and your Rotary Action group is doing. RAGs are extremely important, according to me. They bring passionate people from across the world. People join Rotary for different purposes, but over a period of time, I have always realized it is service that keeps them ticking into Rotary. And each person finds their own horizon. Right. Somebody likes to work for disease prevention, somebody likes to work for disaster management, some like to work for literacy, etc. And Rotary has formed niche groups, niche opportunities for them. RAGs is one of them, fellowships are another one of them. So a Rotarian should use these RAGs, and the RAGs should also try and increase their membership as far as they can geographically, as well as in numbers, so that more and more interested people, so people who are interested in WASH projects can come together and meaningful work can get started. What do I expect out of the RAGs? I expect them to be very vibrant. Let them not just be for namesake. Let them, first of all, start getting more people into their membership. Secondly, start thinking of implementing projects. The moment projects get implemented, there is a lot of interaction amongst people, you know. Idea sharing, sharing of best practices. These are some things when shared with each other, everybody becomes knowledgeable. So environment is going to be a new area of focus. Imagine there is so much for so many people to learn from each other. So So the best thing they can do is keep doing projects, sharing ideas with each other, sharing success stories, what are the challenges, so that more people become knowledgeable and people can get an opportunity to make a contribution. To rag on mental health, I would say uh, it has become extremely relevant in current times. COVID has created a havoc not only with health, but also not only just bodily health, but mental health also. And it affects not just the people who have had COVID, but people who are around people who have had COVID, or even people who have not had COVID. The fact that people are under lockdown for months at end, they have not got out of their homes, that itself becomes a problem. It hurts the mental framework. Young people, when they live with their parents, it's great. But living in small houses with the parents always around them, it creates a pressure on them. So that is a mental issue. The parents at times find young people who they love so much, they are their own children. But in life, everybody needs their space. When that space is compromised, there are issues of mental health. Even otherwise, the fear of COVID affecting us. Suppose there is somebody who has comorbidity at home, you are always under the fear. Let it not affect me or my family members. And then you keep hearing news of X, Y, Z, who is known to you, passed away, young people passing away. And it becomes such a mental pressure that mental health has become a major issue during the COVID times. So it's extremely important that this RAG becomes extremely vibrant, robust, and keeps working a lot around the world, not just in India, but across the world.
Thank you so much, sir. We have at the Global RAGs prepared some toolkits which are freely available to our members and to whoever who would like to use it. And that is what we are doing at the district level also. Creating toolkits, creating resources, motivating people to get involved and to work on these projects. At Nagpur, we have in my club, we have a global grant on school mental health, which we are trying to implement, but due to the COVID, we have just postponed it. And that is a 2-year project on school mental health.
Very nice. Very nice. These are extremely important projects. Just 2 days. It seems this last 10 days, I've been only discussing on various Zoom calls about mental health. First, it was with Sri Ravi Shankar, when he and we discussed on mental health issues, not just during COVID, but even during disaster times. The next was a meeting with NIMHANS, which happens to be the premier institute in India as far as mental illness, mental health is concerned. So their director, their dean was there, and we had a discussion again of a partnership. And then again, we had a meeting with UNICEF and IAP, Indian Association of Pediatrics, so for child mental health. And now I'm having this discussion with you.
Thank you so much.
It just shows how important it is. I would like you to be getting associated with this group of people who are functioning under Rotary India Humanity Foundation for showing up these partnerships so that we can do something robust here back in India, which becomes something that can be replicated around the world, where things like you could have a toll-free number, people can call on that. At times, young people don't want to discuss this with anybody they know. As you said, there is at times a stigma to it on mental health in some parts of the world. And so how about starting a mental health helpline? People can call up there and maybe people could take turns. It's in different languages. And they could be provided help on various issues, counseling, etc. Right. Also, the next year, the focus is on empowering girls. Right. And one of the things I'm promoting is how about having a helpline for mental counseling for empowering the girls. Suppose a girl is abused. Suppose a girl is physically or mentally abused or sexually abused. At times, they cannot go and tell this to anybody who's known to them. But they can pick up a telephone if they know there is a telephone line which is going to help them. solace at times is the first thing that people who are having mental issues, they require. They need a shoulder to cry on, so to say. They need to go and tell their thing to somebody who has experience and can tell them, and is not known to that person, that even helps a little more. So these are things that your RAG could start doing across the world, where you could start helplines. And for the next year, I'm propagating various countries can have helplines for empowering girls. And right now, during COVID times, in any case, you understand there is a huge need of.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. These are very vital points which you have mentioned. In our own small way, through our club, we had started a helpline. And at the district level also, some clubs have started their helplines. But if we have partnerships with NIMHANS and larger organizations, we will be able to reach out to a definitely larger audience with Rotary involved with premier institutions.
Absolutely. And there was another very good point that came out of the representative from UNICEF. She said that while we may have these facilities of a helpline, how does the child or the young adult come to know that there is a website, there is a toll-free line like this? If you and me at Rotary level, we try to disseminate the information, it will be all to Rotarians or to us. So Rotaractors, interactors could be great partners for us in starting this. We are also trying to think in terms of making short films that could be shown on the network of the various school-based curriculum online that is being shown right now. Fortunately, that online content also has been prepared by Rotary. We can have capsules there for Standard 8, Standard 9, Standard 6, different capsules. So when they are studying online, when they're watching it on the television, these short films telling them about this is the number, if you have mental issues, you can call up, etc. So that will be one good way of reaching out to the children.
That's extremely a wonderful idea, and we'll certainly follow that, sir. One idea which we are working on is training around 3,000 school teachers in basic counseling skills. And I'm planning and developing the curriculum, which would be a 12-hour input. So that teachers can act as the frontline counselors. And then if referral is required, the professional psychologist would be a second line referral.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I'll do is I'll put you on to this group, which is already working on these very issues that we are talking. And they are experts, as you can understand, pediatrics doctors, they understand mental issues. And there are doctors there who are working on mental issues of children. NIMHANS is another extremely good institute that is working. We all can form a partnership, and you can be a part of it also, and bring those learnings to the RAG and spread it. And I'm sure they have various people around the world have great ideas that you can bring back to this group of people, so that we keep sharing some success stories.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, I'm glad to know that mental health occupies an important place in the Rotary International thought process. And with you in the helm of affairs, I'm sure we'll be able to push this mental health project forward in a major way. And coming on a personal note, sir, for our readers of Mind Matters, what is your happiness mantra? How do you keep yourself fit and fine?
Let me put it the other way around. My mantra in life is to be happy.
Okay.
So if I'm happy in any situation, it's not that I don't face challenges in life, but touch wood, I have the ability that I can adapt to any big challenge or a setback very fast, extremely fast. It would take me at times just a few minutes and never more than half an hour to adjust to any situation. So once you've adjusted to that situation, this too shall pass. So one has to be patient. And the best way to be patient during that period is not to keep thinking about that adverse situation that you are in, but to be happy even during that time. That makes you strong and resilient to be able to cope up and tackle that adverse situation. So the mantra is be happy always.
Thank you so much. Resilience is such an important point you mentioned, sir, because we have prepared a toolkit on resilience and one toolkit on problem solving and one toolkit on fighting depression for school children. These are the 3 toolkits which we are promoting through the Global RAG and also through the
Very
District
nice.
Action Group. And so to tell you about our newsletter, Mental Health, Mind Matters, it's a free e-newsletter, electronic, which we are not only circulating to Rotary clubs worldwide, but also the general public.
Very nice.
So we are
Very nice.
we are sending these newsletters to schools, colleges, medical colleges through road tractors, interactors, parents,
Very nice.
and it's free. So we just post it and we say, please send it to whoever you think needs it. So, sir, we need your blessings for promoting and making this newsletter flourish. Please guide us on this.
Sure, absolutely. I strongly feel that this is something that awareness needs to be created. People need to come out and be free to talk about mental illness. In some parts of the world, it is still a taboo, and the taboo will go only when awareness is created and when we are ready to talk about it. When a buzz is created about certain things, when we start talking, then the taboo gets lost over a period of time. If there's anything I can do, just let me know. I'll only be too happy to help out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was wondering while I was talking to you if Rotarian Rashi Mehta ji would be interested in joining us and coordinating with us on this campaign on mental health.
You can definitely reach out to her and speak to her.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Any more words?
Thank you. Keep carrying on the good work that you are doing. I have great faith in RAGs. I myself am involved with various RAGs. I would say, right now I've taken a backseat from there because of my new role, but I keep promoting them. They are an excellent medium for us to get people engaged into it, passionate people coming together, wanting to do something really meaningful. One message I would like to leave with all the RAGs is, a time has come where we need to do programs of scale. An organization which is so old, which is spread in so many countries, and which has a legacy of doing some great work, whether it's peace building, whether it's polio eradication, whether it is water, sanitation, education, whatever, the scale of work that we do now needs of a national level. In each of the countries, can we do projects and programs where we make a difference? We have a role to play in the nation's maybe education system, water sanitation system, environment issues, in the country's economic community development. And let me tell you, Rotary is quite capable of doing it. It has played a world role when it came to eradicating a disease. So it's not that we don't have a legacy. We have a legacy. Let's learn from it and do some bigger, better, bolder projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm a very proud Rotarian, and I'm extremely happy you gave us this honor and privilege. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.